I'd actually tried before. I'd tried a few different types of therapy, mostly CBT. Maybe it wasn't the right time for me, or certainly it just didn't connect with me. With working with you, I came into it probably at my lowest point. I needed that moment of something has to drastically change in my life. Otherwise I was most likely going to make another attempt on my life and make sure that was going to succeed. I always knew that there was things I needed to try and keep in balance, but I didn't know what those things were that I needed to manage. I just had no idea. I'd not been given any sort of guidance on that at any point. They felt like plates I had to spin, and I didn't know what the names of those plates were, or whether some of them were bowls. I thought maybe work was one, maybe a relationship was another, maybe home life was one, but emotional needs are all of those things. And now that I know what those needs are, and I know how to get them met, I now know that whenever life does get challenging, as it will, I know I've actually got the tools now, and I've got this framework to work on and make myself mentally well, which is so empowering, because I just felt so disenfranchised with every aspect of my life, that I had no control, no ability or strength to make myself better. And now I really know that I can. If a few years ago someone had told me that so much of what I'm going through could be solved with breathing, I'd have probably laughed in their face. But breathing is the biggest technique. You call it 7-11 breathing. You know, it doesn't have to be 7 seconds in and 11 seconds out. It can be 3 seconds in and 5 seconds out, and it just calms down that anxious primal part of your brain that's looking for anxiety, looking for threat. And then you can activate your rational thinking part of your brain and realize that, no, I've been here before, I've succeeded through this before. Start pulling on the resources that you've got, like imagination. I'm a really imaginative, creative, artistic person, and for the longest time I'd been using that imagination to actually be really critical and to hold myself back. Because I did feel so kind of lost, and I couldn't really imagine what being mentally well even looked like. I wasn't even able to really imagine that. So a lot of the process for me was going through it, sort of just walking through and seeing what things kind of came up and what things needed work, and then the goals came out of that. Okay. So kind of in the sessions it became really clear, it was really revelatory. It was something like, oh wow, yeah, that's actually a really big thing there that without your help and without the process wouldn't have come up for me, I don't think. I don't know if it's going to be something that you do with every sort of person that you work with, but just the level of actual care and attention that you gave to me personally, the fact we actually kind of went out and did a walk together and went to a particularly special place for me to deal with things around my dad's recent death and the loss around that, and making it very sort of almost symbolic, something that I could very much remember again and draw back on and gain strength from. Making a pile of stones and leaving those thoughts and those negative feelings there in a place that I could return to when I chose to. It's incredibly important to me, and that I'll never forget.